Will you be requiring a toolbox?
Maybe?
Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today's topic are these two Craftsman, what the internet's calling vintage rolling stackable toolboxes. The black one over there I've had since 2008. It was a gift from my wife as a housewarming gift when we bought a new house, so that one's 18 years old. This one I just recently received as a hand-me-down from my father-in-law. I told you on a previous video we were cleaning out a tool shed and I showed you some of those tools that we found, and this was also in that tool shed. So this was also a gift from my wife to her father about a little over 20 years ago, I believe. So they're about this, they're a few years apart, but pretty much the same vintage. Both of these were made by Waterloo Industries in their Sedalia, Missouri plant, so they are USA made. To this day, that same plant still makes Craftsman Toolboxes, but it's now owned by Stanley Black & Decker. So not only do they make Craftsman, but they also make Dewalt toolboxes in that factory. So I'm going to start with the black one, the slightly smaller one over there, and I'll go over a few of the features. This isn't a toolbox tour. It's not about what's in them. It's about the box itself. So let's get started. Okay, you're looking at the toolbox. You don't need to see my face. So this one is, the top box is a 706.597781. The bottom box is a 706.597791. Now, they do make an intermediate box, a middle box. That one is the 706.598891. All of them are out of production, but if I can find that middle box, I might pick it up. I saw a Facebook Marketplace ad for one that had all three of them, but it was in Ohio, and I don't feel like driving over there. So this box is pretty cool. It does have locks. I do have the keys for both locks. Unfortunately, they are different keys. So let's see. Yeah, there's the key for that one, but this one obviously won't work, so you've got to use a different key, but you can always rekey them if you want so that they have the same key. Now this one, unlike a lot of boxes, you can open and close these drawers with the lid shut. So when you, I just put the keys in here. Which one's the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. So when you lock this top, these are not locked. The way to secure this box, you have these metal bars. So you've got long ones and short ones. The long ones go to the bottom. The short ones go on the top. So let me find, there's one more long one in here, or there should be, unless I've somehow lost it. Let me see. No, there's only one bar for the bottom. There's two for the top. So what you do, when you're ready to lock the top, I'm going to make sure I put these in the right way. All you have to do is make sure all these drawers are closed. Am I putting it in? There we go. You slide that in. It goes all the way down into a slot down here. Then you've got another one. Same thing. Obviously this is so easy. I'm sure it gets locked all the time, right? And then once that's in, you close the lid. Oops. Close the lid. Lock it up. Can't get that open. The bars won't come out, and obviously you cannot get that those drawers to move because the bars are there. The bottom works similarly. If you lock this lock, gotta have the right key, of course, it does nothing. It does not lock anything. But if you take this bar, there's a slot at the bottom, you set it in there, you lock that, and now your drawers are secure. I guess if somebody wanted to fish something small out of there, they could, but for the most part, your box is now secure. Can't open the top, can't open the bottom. Unless, of course, you just have a grinder and your cutoff wheel you can cut. I mean, that's a pretty thin piece of metal. But anyway, that's how you secure those boxes. So I'm gonna unlock them. Surprised I haven't lost these bars. That's the first time I think I've ever locked these boxes, because as you can see, it is not an easy thing to do. I'm gonna put the keys back in there so I don't lose them. I'm gonna put the bars back in here. That top, of course, is just my junk drawer. This one I have used for quite a while. It's a 7-drawer top. It's got 3 small drawers. That's my collection of electrical tape. I've got zip ties in there. This is pretty much just some instructions for my fluke and Southwire meter. It's got some Velcro in it. I don't use these very much. This one's got some, this box is pretty much all electrical stuff. Got my, obviously, Klein USA made screwdrivers in there. Got some Southwire insulated screwdrivers, strippers. I know I said this wasn't a tour, but you know, the drawers do have ball bearings. This, more electrical tape, electrical connectors, more zip ties, a bunch of wire nuts, that kind of stuff. Bottom drawers, there's one skinny drawer here, and then the drawers beneath that, that one has organizers in them that I bought. The rest, you got some bigger drawers there. So that's pretty much it. I put a liner on this. Actually, this one came with liners. That one didn't for some reason, but I did reline all these drawers, and there is a little bit of rust starting to show down here because both of these boxes have been kept in non-climate controlled storage, you know, just here in the shop or in a shed. So they do need a little touch up, and that's kind of a project for me this summer. I'm gonna brush off all the rust down there. Let me see, let me turn this one. Yeah, the top box has handles. Turn it this way. So if you need to move it, now I wouldn't try because this one's full, it's really heavy, but you've got casters that rotate on one side and that are fixed on the other, and you can lock them. They're pretty big, wide casters. They're nice and wide. They roll easily. I have no complaints about the casters. So yeah, that's that one. Now let's move on to the gray one. The gray one is a little bit higher end. It's got a nice handle here if you want to push it around. I also have the keys to this one, and this one, the 2 locks are keyed separately once again, but this one operates a little bit differently. There are no bars on this one, so let me find the right one. So, is that it? Yep. Okay, there's 3 positions for the lock on this one. So these drawers, if the lid is shut, you cannot open the drawers. If the lid is open, the drawers are now open, and they all have ball bearing slides. It's a 6 drawer. I have not finished organizing this one or even putting all the liners in yet. As you can probably see, there is a lot more rust on this one. I'm gonna have to take a wire brush to that, and I'm gonna repaint it. I'm gonna keep it all the same color, gray and black. The bottom one, it's just standard lock. You lock this one. If I can get it to make sure everything's pushed in all the way. There we go. And all of them are locked. That's your only option for the bottom one. So it's either locked or unlocked. The top is a little bit different. So like I said, you have to unlock it to get to the drawers. Has a locking strut there, but you turn this lock, top is locked, can't get to anything. This is the cool part, I think. If you unlock it, now the top is unlocked, but there is a 3rd position for that lock. So this is everything unlocked. If you have it horizontal, if you turn it one more 90-degree down, this top drawer is locked, but all the other drawers are still available to open. And these slides need to be greased. They stick a little bit, so I'll work on that. But so now you can leave if you want privacy, like if you want to put your wallet or your phone or something up here and keep it locked, but you want to give someone access to the rest of your tools, you can now do that. So or maybe if you keep a scan tool or a laptop or something, you want to have it secured in there. I'm not sure. It's not a very deep drawer. It's maybe about an inch, inch and a half at most. But yeah, so you can have a private drawer there, lock it, but still have access to the top and everything else. At the end of the day, you're leaving, you don't trust your coworkers in the shop, you can lock the whole thing up. So that's how that works. I, of course, I'm the only one here, so I, of course, always just keep it in the fully unlocked mode. So there you have it, the 706 series of what the internet calls vintage Craftsman boxes. If you have boxes and you want to know what their model number is, these, gotta open the top, I just said that. These have a sticker right in here. So you open that up and the sticker says model number 706596980. Pretty simple. Bottom, same exact thing. There's a sticker right there. This one is a 706596990. And these work the exact same way. It's the upper right hand corner, 706597781, 706597791. And I believe I had it written down. The middle cabinet for that one is 706598891. I do not know if they make a middle section for this one. I tried to find out, but these are out of production, so it's just hit or miss. Maybe you can find them on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. But yeah, a couple of great vintage Craftsman tool chests. I use them for, I don't keep my big automotive tools in them. I just keep, that one is just for electrical. This one, my shop is my studio. I might make this one, stuff for storing non-important camera gear, maybe some batteries or chargers, cables, stuff like that. I don't want to keep, obviously, my cameras out here in a non-climate controlled area. I take those into the house. There's so much stuff you need as far as cables and chargers and adapters, tripods, mounts, that kind of stuff. So this may become my camera storage stuff. Who knows? But anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. I like sharing all of my different tools, and I'm a big Craftsman fan. These are Craftsman made in USA, Sedalia, Missouri, at the Waterloo Industries facility. Look them up. You can still get them from the same plant, slightly different layouts. If you go to Lowe's right now and buy yourself some Craftsman toolboxes, they're going to be made in America by Americans. So until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and ramble on.